The key sticks in the lock, and for a split second, I almost feel sorry for her. Almost. Virginia jiggles it, curses under her breath, probably something dainty like, shoot, because she's still playing the part, even now, and shoves the door open. The sound echoes. That's the first clue something's wrong. No soft thud of rugs, no clatter of my overpriced minimalist furniture to muffle it. Just a hollow bounce off bare walls. She steps inside, heels clicking on the hardwood, and freezes. I can picture it, her mouth parting, those doe eyes narrowing, the slow dawn of panic as she realizes the penthouse is a gutted shell. No leather sofa, she insisted we buy despite the 30 grand price tag. No abstract art she pretended to understand. No me, sitting in the dark with a scotch, waiting to hear her latest lie. Just emptiness. A void so perfect it's almost poetic. I'm not there, of course. I'm 300 miles away, sipping something cheap but strong in a motel that smells like mildew and regret, watching the timestamp on my phone. She's exactly on schedule, 9:47 p.m., right after her girls' night, that I know damn well wasn't with girls. The security app pings, motion detected. She's moving through the rooms now, probably calling my name in that shrill, fake sweet tone she uses when she wants something. Chris? Christopher? Nothing answers her but silence. I lean back, swirl the drink, and let myself grin. It's not a nice grin. It's the kind that makes you glad I'm alone in this room. Rewind 3 months, though, and I wasn't grinning. I was still the idiot husband who thought a cold bed was just a phase. Successful businessman, sure. Finance, mergers. The kind of job where you drown in numbers, so you don't notice your life's a sham. 42, fit enough to pretend I'm not aging, sharp enough to spot a bad deal. But Virginia? She'd gotten better at hiding hers. It started small. She'd pull away when I reached for her, claiming a headache or a long day. Her dresses got tighter, her heels higher. Subtle upgrades I chalked up to vanity. Then the late nights crept in. Book club, she'd say, or drinks with the girls. Her voice airy, like she was daring me to ask. I didn't. Not yet. The thing about betrayal is it doesn't hit you all at once. It's a drip feed. A laugh on the phone that cuts off when you walk in. A whiff of cologne, some woody, overpriced nonsense, on her scarf that isn't mine. I'd catch her staring out the window, lips twitching like she was rehearsing a secret, and I'd think, nah, not her. Not us. We'd built this life together. The penthouse with its skyline view, the cars, the joint accounts fat with my bonuses. She wouldn't torch it. Would she? Then came the perfume box. Sleek, black, tucked under the passenger seat of her Audi like she'd forgotten it. Creed Aventus, $200 an ounce, the kind of scent that screams, I'm better than you. I found it on a Tuesday, rifling through her car for her sunglasses she swore she'd lost. No note, no receipt, just that smug little bottle staring up at me. I sat there, engine off, holding it like it was a loaded gun. Who was it for? Not me, my taste runs simpler, and she knows it. I popped the cap, inhaled, and something in me shifted. Not rage, not yet. Just a cold, quiet click, like a switch flipping. I put it back, didn't say a word, and went to work. But that night, lying next to her in our king-size bed, her breathing soft and even while I stared at the ceiling, I decided I was done guessing. I don't sleep much anymore. Not because I can't, but because watching her lie there, curled up like some innocent thing, feels like a challenge. She's good, I'll give her that. Virginia's got this way of breathing, slow, deliberate, a little sigh at the end, that could fool anyone. Me once. Not now. Now I lie there, eyes tracing the shadows on the ceiling, counting the seconds between her exhales, and wondering how long she's been laughing at me behind my back. 3 months? 6? A year? I'm a numbers guy. Profit margins, risk assessments, interest rates, and I can't calculate this. That's what stings most. Not the betrayal, not yet. The math not adding up. The next morning, she's all sunshine. "Morning, babe," she chirps, sliding out of bed in a silk slip that's new. Another detail I file away. She's pouring coffee, humming something off-key, and I'm at the counter pretending to read the Wall Street Journal. "Late night again tonight," she says, casual as anything. "Book club's doing the bell jar. You know how intense that gets." I nod, sip my coffee, and think Sylvia Plath didn't die for this bullshit. Does she even own the book? I don't ask. I just watch her flutter around the kitchen, all legs and loose curls, like she's auditioning for a role she's already won. That day, I start noticing. Not big stuff. Nothing as dramatic as lipstick on a collar or a hotel receipt. Subtle cracks. She's on her phone more, thumb flicking across the screen, and when I walk by, it's suddenly face down on the counter. "Just texting Claire," she says once too quick, and I smile like I believe her. "Claire, huh?" Claire who hasn't called the house in months. Then there's the laugh, that sharp, private giggle she lets slip when she thinks I'm not listening. I catch it one night through the bathroom door, muffled by the hiss of the shower. She's on the phone, voice low, and when she comes out, wrapped in a towel with wet hair sticking to her neck, she jumps. "God, Chris, you scared me." I shrug, say I'm grabbing a glass of water, and she scurries off to bed. The laugh replays in my head all night. The perfume box gnaws at me. I check her car again a week later. Call it paranoia, call it due diligence. It's gone. No trace, like it never existed. Did she give it to him? Toss it? I don't know, and that's the problem. I'm a man who closes deals on gut and data, and here I am, flailing in the dark. So I start testing her. Little traps. "How's Claire's divorce going?" I ask over dinner one night, fork hovering over my steak. She blinks, recovers fast. "Oh, you know, messy. She's a wreck." I nod, chew, think, Claire's been married 10 years, you liar. Another night, I leave my briefcase open on the table. Nothing incriminating, just bait. She doesn't touch it, but her eyes linger, like she's wondering if I'm onto her. By week 3, I'm a ghost in my own life. I'm there, sure, kissing her cheek, paying the bills, nodding through her stories, but I'm not there. I'm watching. The late nights pile up. Book club. Girls' night. Work thing. Always vague, always breezy. I stop asking where she's going because I know she won't tell me. Instead, I track patterns. She's out Tuesday and Friday, back by midnight, sometimes 1. Her hair smells like smoke sometimes. Not hers, she doesn't smoke. Her lipstick's a shade darker than it used to be. And once, just once, I find a receipt in her purse. Cocktails at a bar downtown, 2 drinks, not 1. I don't confront her. I fold it up, tuck it in my wallet, and wait. The waiting's the worst part. I could scream, smash something, demand answers. But that's not me. I don't lose control, I take it. So one night, after she's gone again, I sit in my office, blinds drawn, and Google private detectives. Not the sleazy trenchcoat types from movies. The real ones, discreet, expensive. I find a guy named Hargrove, ex-cop, good reviews. I call him from a burner phone. Paranoid, maybe, but I'm past caring. I need proof. I tell him, voice flat. Whatever it costs. He doesn't ask why, just names a price. I wire it the next day. And then I wait some more, staring at that empty perfume box in my mind, wondering who's wearing it now. Hargrove doesn't waste time. 3 days after the wire clears, he texts me from a block number, meet me. 8 p.m. parking lot, 14th and Mercer. No pleasantries, no questions, just coordinates for my descent into certainty. I like that about him already. I tell Virginia I've got a late meeting, ironic, considering how many she's fed me, and she barely looks up from her phone. "Don't wait up," she says, tapping away, probably texting him. I don't reply. I just grab my coat and head out, the city lights smearing past like they're mocking me. The lot's half empty when I pull in, a concrete slab wedged between a dive bar and a laundromat. Hargrove's waiting in a black sedan, engine off, a shadow in a cheap suit. I park 2 spaces over, slide into his passenger seat, and he doesn't even glance at me. "You sure you want this?" he asks, voice like gravel. I laugh, short and bitter. "What, you think I'm paying you to knit me a sweater?" He grunts, slides a manila envelope across the console. "Proof's in there. Don't say I didn't warn you." I don't open it right away. I sit there, fingers brushing the paper, feeling the weight of it. It's not heavy, not physically, but it might as well be a brick. Hargrove lights a cigarette, cracks the window, and the smoke curls out into the damp night. "Guy's name is Derek Voss," he says, exhaling. "Real estate hotshot. Married, no kids. Meets her Tuesdays and Fridays, downtown mostly. Hotel bar on Pine last night." I nod, like I'm hearing a weather report. Inside, something's coiling tight, but I keep my face blank. "How long?" I asked. He shrugs. "Long enough. Weeks, maybe months. Didn't dig that far back, didn't think you'd care." He's right. I don't. I open the envelope, and there it is, Virginia, my Virginia, in full glossy color. First photo's her stepping out of her Audi, legs long and bare under a dress I don't recognize. Second's her laughing, head thrown back, at a table with him. Derek Voss, all slick hair and smug jawline, leaning in like he owns her. Third's the kicker. They're in a hotel lobby, his hand on her lower back, her smile sly and knowing as they head for the elevators. There's a video too, a USB stick tucked in the flap, but I don't need it. These are enough. More than enough. I don't say anything for a minute. Hargrove smokes, the ember glowing red in the dark. "You want me to keep tailing her?" he asks finally. I shake my head. "No. This'll do." I hand him an extra $1,000 in cash, call it a tip for not sugarcoating it, and get out. The air's cold, sharp in my lungs, but I feel nothing. Not rage, not sadness. Just clarity, like someone flipped a switch and lit up every corner of the mess I've been living in. Back home, she's still out. The penthouse is quiet, too big, too clean. I pour a scotch, sit in the dark, and spread the photos on the coffee table like a dealer laying out cards. There's my wife, playing house with someone else, and here I am, the fool who bankrolled it. Funny, really. I've closed multimillion-dollar deals, stared down boardrooms full of sharks, and I didn't see this coming. Should have stuck her in a prenup. Would have been cheaper than this little soap opera. I don't cry. Don't scream. I sip the scotch and start thinking. She expects me to blow up, to confront her, to give her the stage for tears and excuses. "It didn't mean anything, Chris." Or, "You were never around." Some rehearsed garbage to dodge the blame. I can see it now, her batting those lashes, him smirking in the background. Not happening. I'm not here to play the wounded husband. She doesn't get the satisfaction. No, I'll do what I do best, strategize, execute, win. She wants to trade me in. Fine. Let's see how she likes the upgrade when I'm done. By the time her headlights sweep the garage at 12:32 a.m., the photos are back in the envelope, locked in my desk. I'm in bed, lights off, breathing steady. She slips in, quiet as a cat, and slides under the covers. "Night," she whispers, like it's normal. I don't answer. I just lie there, eyes open, plotting. Derek Voss, huh? Nice cologne, I bet. Hope he enjoys it while it lasts. People think revenge is loud, yelling, broken glass, a fist through a wall. Amateurs. Real revenge is quiet, surgical, a blade so sharp you don't feel it until you're bleeding out. I don't confront Virginia the next morning. I don't wave Hargrove's photos in her face or demand to know why Derek Voss's hand fits so snugly on her hip. No, I make her coffee. Black, 2 sugars, just how she likes it. Sleep well? I ask, voice smooth as silk. She smiles, tight, distracted, and mutters something about a headache. Book club must have been a riot, I say, and she doesn't catch the edge. Too busy texting under the table, probably him. I sip my own coffee and start the clock. First moves the money. We've got joint accounts, my bonuses, her spending habits, a nice fat nest egg for the life she's about to lose. I'm no idiot. I've got solo accounts too, tucked away, untouchable. That morning, I call my banker from the office. Transfer half the joint savings, I tell him, rattling off an offshore number I've had ready for years. Call it paranoia, call it foresight. Liquidate the mutual funds, wire it same place. He doesn't ask questions. He's paid not to. By noon, 7 figures are gone, vanished into a Cayman abyss she'll never find. She won't notice yet. Her app still shows the old balance, a little digital lie I've rigged with a delay. Merry Christmas, babe. Next, the property. The penthouse is in both our names, but the beach house in Westport? Mine alone, a pre-marriage buy she's always coveted. I call a broker, list it under the table, cash deal, quick close. No paper trail, I tell him, and he nods like it's not the shadiest thing he's done this week. The cars are trickier. Her Audi's leased, but the Porsche in the garage? Paid off, titled to me. I drive it to a dealership that afternoon, trade it for a wad of cash and a nondescript sedan nobody'd look twice at. Sentimental value? The guy asks, smirking at my straight face. Yeah, I deadpan. It's where I proposed. She's out again that night, Tuesday, right on schedule. I use the time. Documents first, deeds, titles, insurance policies. I've got a safe in my office, fireproof, thumbprint locked. In they go, every scrap that ties me to this life. Then the furniture. I call a moving crew, cash up front, no questions. Everything but her clothes and the bed, I tell them. They haul it out. Couch, art, that stupid marble dining table she picked, into a storage unit across town under a fake name. By midnight, the penthouse is a skeleton, walls bare, floors echoing. I leave her wardrobe intact, though. Let her have her designer rags. They won't keep her warm. I'm not sloppy. I wipe my tracks. Burner phone for calls, VPN on my laptop, cache where I can. She'll look for me later, but she won't find a damn thing. The joint credit cards? Maxed out on purpose. Random charges to charities, casinos, a taxidermy shop just for kicks. Let her explain that to American Express. I keep one card active, low limit, for my exit. The rest is scorched earth. When she gets home at 1:04 a.m., I'm on the couch, or where it used to be, nursing a scotch in the dark. She doesn't notice the emptiness at first, too busy kicking off her heels. Long day? I ask, voice low. She jumps, laughs it off. God, Chris, you're like a ninja lately. I smile, say nothing, and watch her head to bed. She doesn't see the bare walls, the missing lamps. Not yet. I finish the drink, grab my bag, pack light, essentials only, and walk out. The sedan's waiting downstairs, keys in my pocket. I don't look back. 300 miles to go, and I've got a head start. I think about Derek Voss as I drive. Wonder if he knows he's won a prize that's already broken. Probably not. He's too busy spritzing that Creativentus, thinking he's king. Good for him. Hope he likes the view from the top, because Virginia's about to hit bottom. Me? I'm just the guy who pulled the rug out. Funny how it's not even there anymore. I'm not there when she walks in, but I can see it clear as day. Virginia, all gloss and confidence, shoving that sticky key into the lock like it's personally offended her. She's probably still buzzing from Derek's compliments, that smug little high she gets when she thinks she's outsmarted me. The door swings open, and the echo hits her first, sharp, hollow, a sound that doesn't belong in our overpriced penthouse. Her heels click slow at first, then stop. I picture her standing there, clutch slipping from her fingers, mouth half open, like a fish gasping on dry land. "Chris?" she calls, voice wobbling. Nothing answers. Just the dark and the bare walls staring back. I'm 300 miles north by then, holed up in that mildew-stink motel, watching the security feed on my phone. Motion sensors ping, 9:47 p.m., right on cue. She's moving now, heels clacking faster room to room. Kitchen, empty, no granite island, no copper pan she never used. Living room, gone, no couch, no TV she'd binge trashy reality shows on. Bedroom, just the mattress, her clothes still hanging in the closet like a cruel joke. I left those, let her cling to her Gucci lifelines. The feed catches her shadow darting, frantic, and I sip my cheap whiskey, grinning. She's not crying yet. That'll come later. She tries my phone next. I see it light up on the nightstand, Virginia calling, and let it buzz itself dead. 10 missed calls in 5 minutes, then texts. "Where are you? What's going on? Chris, answer me." I don't. I mute it, lean back, and imagine her pacing that hollow shell, hair mussed, mascara streaking as the panic sets in. She'll check the garage. Her Audi's still there, but the Porsche? Poof. She'll run to the safe, empty, thumbprint's mine. She'll pull up the bank app eventually, see the joint accounts frozen or drained, and that's when it'll hit. She's got nothing. Not a dime, not a chair, not a husband to scream at. I almost feel bad. Almost. Then I remember her laugh on that hotel lobby video, Derek's hand sliding south, and the pity evaporates. She wanted a new life? Here it is, stripped bare, delivered fresh. I wonder what she'll tell him. Probably some sob story about how I snapped, how she's the victim. Good luck selling that when the credit cards bounce and the penthouse lease comes due. Derek Voss, real estate prince, might like a fling, but a broke mistress? That's a harder pitch. Back in the penthouse, she's unraveling. The feed shows her yanking open drawers, empty, flipping light switches like that'll magic the furniture back. She sinks onto the mattress, head in her hands, and I catch a glimpse of her face before the camera angle cuts, pale, wild-eyed, a stranger in her own ruin. I could have stayed, made a scene, let her twist the knife with excuses. But this? This is better. She's not fighting me. She's fighting nothing, and that's the real gut punch. I finish the whiskey, set the glass down, and check the time. Midnight. She's probably calling her friends now, Claire, the mythical book club, begging for a couch to crash on. They'll cluck and coo, but they won't know the half of it. Not yet. I've got one more card to play, courtesy of Hargrove, but that's for tomorrow. For now, I let her stew in the silence I built, the life I unmade. It's not rage driving me anymore. It's satisfaction, cold and clean, like a balance sheet finally zeroed out. I close the app, lie back on the lumpy motel bed, and sleep better than I have in months. Virginia's awake, though, staring at those bare walls, wondering how it all slipped away. Funny thing is, she did it to herself. I just made sure she felt it. I wake up to 12 voicemails, and a sunrise that looks like spilled orange juice over the motel parking lot. Virginia's been busy. Her voice cracks through the first few messages, all, "Chris, where are you?" and, "This isn't funny." By the 10th, she's shrieking, "You bastard, what did you do?" I delete them all, sip lukewarm coffee from a styrofoam cup, and check the weather app for no reason. It's a stalling tactic. Hargrove's meeting her today, and I'm itching to know how it lands. Not enough to call him, though. I've paid for the show. I'll wait for the reviews. She's been alone in that empty penthouse for 2 nights now, probably sleeping on the mattress like a castaway, surrounded by her useless dresses. I bet she's called Derek by now, hoping he'll swoop in with his real estate millions and a spare penthouse key. Maybe he'll bite. Guy like that loves a damsel in distress, especially one he's already undressed. But I've got a hunch he'll balk when the bill comes due. Virginia's expensive, and I'm not footing it anymore. My phone buzzes at 10:13 a.m. Not her, Hargrove. Text, not a call, meeting her at 11. Coffee shop on 6th. Got something she'll want to hear. I smirk, toss the phone on the bed, and wonder how she'll take it. She's already lost the house, the cash, the life. Now comes the kicker that'll make her realize it wasn't an impulse. I stretch, crack my neck, and head to the motel diner for pancakes. Revenge tastes better with syrup. Cut to her, 11:02 a.m., sliding into a booth across from Hargrove. I'm not there, but I've seen his style. Gruff, no nonsense, probably in the same cheap suit. She's a mess by now, hair tangled, eyes puffy, clutching a latte she can't afford. You said you had information, she snaps, voice raw. Hargrove slides a thin folder across the table, takes a drag of his cigarette even though it's banned indoors. Your husband hired me, he says, flat. She blinks, processes, then laughs, a short, ugly sound. Yeah, I figured that. He's paranoid. So what? He doesn't flinch. 3 months ago. Before the photos, before the hotel. He had me tail you on a hunch. Her face freezes, the latte halfway to her lips. What? She croaks. Hargrove taps the folder. Logs. Dates. Places you went, people you saw. He knew you were slipping long before I got proof. Been planning this a while. She grabs it, flips through. Pages of her life, typed neat. September 12th, dinner at LaRue, left with D. Voss. October 3rd, bar on Pine, hand-holding. October 19th, hotel 2 hours. Her hands shake, coffee sloshes. This is he knew? Yep, Hargrove says, leaning back. Smart guy. Didn't tip you off, just watched. Then he paid me extra to deliver this. Wanted you to know he wasn't surprised. She stares, mouth working soundlessly, and I can almost hear the gears grinding. All those nights she thought she'd played me, I'd been playing her right back. Hargrove stubs out his smoke. Oh, and the accounts? Offshore. Good luck finding em. Guy's a ghost now. She doesn't cry, not yet. She just sits there, folder open, staring at proof I'd smelled the rot months ago. Back in the diner, I cut into my pancakes, imagining her face. She thought I had snapped, gone off in a rage. Nah. I'd been cold as ice, waiting, building her a trap she'd sprung herself. Derek's cologne, her late nights, that laugh. I'd clocked it all, and she danced right into the noose. I don't know if she runs to Derek after. Maybe she calls him, sobbing, begging for a bailout. Maybe he answers, maybe he doesn't. Doesn't matter. Hargrove's done his job, and I'm done with her. The folder's the final cut, not just leaving her empty-handed, but making her know I'd seen her coming a mile off. She's not the clever one anymore. I finish my breakfast, tip the waitress too much, and step into the gray morning. 300 miles away, Virginia's learning what losing really feels like. Checkmate, sweetheart. I don't check the security feed anymore. No point. She's not pacing the empty penthouse now. She's probably crashed on someone's couch, spitting tales of my villainy to anyone who'll listen. Claire, maybe, if Claire's real. Or Derek, if he's dumb enough to take her in. I'm betting he's not. Guy like that doesn't sign up for baggage. He wants the thrill, not the cleanup. By now, she's called the bank, screamed at some poor teller about frozen accounts, maybe even tried a lawyer. Good luck with that. The paper trail's a dead end, and I'm a phantom in the wind. 3 days since I left, and I'm already a memory she can't afford. I'm in Portland now, holed up in a rented studio that smells like pine and damp carpet. It's small, bare, nothing like the penthouse, but it's mine. No joint anything, no lies lurking in the walls. I've got a new phone, burner's retired, a stack of cash, and a view of the river that's gray and restless, like me. The offshore money's safe, ticking up interest while I figure out what's next. Maybe I'll start over, build something new. Maybe I'll just sit here a while, watch the water, and laugh at how easy it was to walk away. Virginia's not laughing. Hargrove's folder would have gutted her. Proof I'd known for months. Proof she wasn't half as slick as she thought. I picture her rereading it, fingers smudging the ink, trying to spot the moment I turned on her. There wasn't one. It was gradual, a slow freeze, like winter creeping into bones. She'd handed me every nail for her coffin. Those late nights, that cologne, Derek's smirk, and I'd hammered it shut without a sound. She'll hate that most. No fight, no closure, just silence swallowing her whole. I wonder what she's telling herself. That I'm the bad guy, probably, cold, controlling, the husband who couldn't keep her happy. Fine by me. Let her paint me as the monster. It's cheaper than therapy. She'll tell Derek I lost it, drain the accounts in a tantrum. He might buy it until the rent's due, and she's still begging. Then he'll see what I saw. A woman who burns through lives like matches, leaving ash and excuses. She had it all. Penthouse, Porsche, me, and traded it for a fling and a fancy scent. Hope it was worth it. Me, I'm done with hope. I'm not broken. Don't get me wrong. I'm not some sad sack nursing a whiskey and a sob story. I'm free. Lighter than I've been in years. The beach house sold yesterday. Cash, clean, a cool $1 million in my pocket. I kept one thing from the penthouse. That receipt from her purse, 2 cocktails at a bar I never stepped foot in. It's in my wallet now, a little trophy of her stupidity. I'll frame it someday, hang it in whatever life I build next. Call it art. She's got nothing left to take. No money, no home, no me to blame in person. Just her clothes, her lies, and the echo of that empty place I left her in. I don't know if she's still with Derek, if he's spraying that Creed Aventus over her wreckage, or if she's alone, staring at a future she can't buy her way out of. Don't care either. She lost, I won, and the scoreboard's final. Not with a bang, not even a whimper, just the quiet click of a door locking behind me. I pour a scotch, raise it to the river outside. To new beginnings, I say, voice low mocking. The glass catches the light, and I drink deep. Virginia's out there somewhere, learning what empty really means. Me? I'm just getting started. The river's still gray today, churning under a sky that can't decide if it's angry or just bored. I sip coffee, black, no sugar, a habit I picked up despite her, and watch a gull dive for something it won't catch. Portland's growing on me. It's raw, unpolished, a city that doesn't pretend to be anything it's not. Unlike Virginia. A week since I left, and I'm settling into this new skin, solo, unburdened, a man who doesn't flinch at shadows anymore. The studio's still sparse, but I've got a chair now, a cheap one from a thrift shop. It's ugly as sin, but it's mine. That's enough. I don't wonder about her much. She's a ghost now, haunting someone else's life, Derek's, if he's still playing knight to her damsel. I doubt it. Guys like him don't stick around for the fallout. They're sprinters, not marathoners. By now, she's probably pawned a dress or two, those $1,000 scraps she clung to like lifeboats. Maybe she's crashing with a friend, spinning sob stories over cheap wine, or maybe she's alone, staring at a phone that doesn't ring. I don't check. I don't need to. Hargrove's last text said she left the coffee shop in a daze, folder clutched like it might bite. That's the image I keep, her, unmurred, realizing the game was rigged from the start. Funny thing is, I didn't rig it. She did. Every lie, every smirk, every book club alibi, she built the trap, and I just pulled the lever. I could have stayed, fought, let her twist me into knots with tears and half-truths. But why? I'm not a masochist. I'm a pragmatist. She wanted out, so I gave her an exit, straight to nothing. The money's safe, the beach house cash is tucked away, and the penthouse? Lease is up in a month. She'll figure that out when the eviction notice lands. Hope she's got a good lawyer. Oh wait. I pull that cocktail receipt from my wallet, twirl it between my fingers. 2 drinks, $42, A night she thought I'd never know about. It's creased now, ink fading, but it's still my favorite punchline. I'll frame it eventually, hang it next to whatever life I scraped together here. Maybe I'll get a dog, something loyal, low maintenance, the opposite of her. Maybe I'll work again, consult on deals, turn numbers into power like I used to. Or maybe I'll just sit here, watch the river, and let the world spin without me for a while. I've earned it. She lost everything, not in a blaze of glory, not with a showdown she could have scripted. Just a slow, silent bleed, drained drop by drop until the well ran dry. I didn't yell, didn't break a single glass. I just took it all, the accounts, the furniture, the life she thought she'd trade up from, and left her the bill. Cruel? Sure. But she rolled the dice, and I'm not the one who crapped out. She'll hate me forever, and I'll sleep just fine. The gull's back, circling now, stubborn as hell. I finish my coffee, set the mug down, and lean back in my ugly chair. The river keeps moving, cold and steady, carrying whatever it grabs downstream. I think about Virginia one last time. Not her face, not her voice, just the sound of those heels clicking into nothing. Then I let it go. She's gone, I'm here, and the score's settled. Revenge isn't loud, isn't messy. It's quiet, clean, and mine. I smile, a real one this time, and start my day. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. If you liked the story, please give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Your support helps the algorithm show my content more often. If you are new to the channel, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. It really helps me keep making more stories for you.